fans and hello dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram, welcoming you to your daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. I know that I've not been doing justice by actually doing it on a basis, unfortunately, due to a lot of other commitments. But I make it a point to come and recap the whole week. And that's matches, three matches happening. One is that South Africa would have won on the third day itself in the second test match to take the series. But now with 40 runs separating them and with South Africa needing 40 runs for victory on the fourth day at Newlands, once again was with New Zealand winning the series as they won by 21 runs. But let me tell you, this really gave a lot of headaches to the New Zealand bowlers as he picked up his maiden one ODI century and he had a thrashing knock. He made 140 runs, which included 13 sixes in that knock. So Tisra Pereira really coming to full life there in the match against New Zealand. But unfortunately, they still had to end up 21 runs short, and New Zealand won the ODI series with one to go. As far as the third day's play in the fourth Test match was concerned, the Aussies definitely had a sort of a struggle, but then they ended the day one wicket, as Australia finished day three at 236 for 6, which essentially meant that Australia we are going to see, and which was a really exciting affair. As you know, on the first ODI, New Zealand made the first ODI, but again they find both the ODIs have been really very enthralling. Hitting first to rack up 319 for 7. Guptill made 13 of 15. One for Colin Munro and Ross Taylor consolidated things for the Kiwis, but tragedy struck them. Ross Taylor watching as Colin Munro dapped the ball out of point and tried to head towards the in a big wicket because Colin noticed in his knock of 87 deliveries, 12 fours, and unfortunately he was run out, and that was a big blow for the Kiwis for the prospects of going. But after that, Taylor really made up for it, compiling a very neat 905 deliveries, 4 fours, and Henry Nicol of 30s, but Jimmy Nean 22 17, 1 4 1 6 1 News 1 for 59, 1 for 50. Could get Prasanna for 4, Ratne 3 runs with 8 overs. A target of what really happened there in the Sri Lankan innings. The Sri Lankans this time did not have a good start. Dikwala was gone cheaply. Clean ball by Saudi for 9 of 10 balls with 1-4. Gunatilaka did a good job of making 71 of 73 with 9 fours. Kushal Pereira failed with the bat. He was out for 4. Kushal Mendes could not contribute much. He was on for 20 of 30 with 2 fours. Chandimal was totally bamboozled by googly from East Sodi, the leg spinner, who really had the cushion of runs to defend, and he bowled the right deliveries as Chandimal was bamboozled by East Sodi. Clean bowled by Sodi for three. Gunaratne was run out for six. And after that, and that left, and Sakumge Prasanna gone for naught, bowled by seventh over. This promised much, but we have seen in the past year that Tisra Pereira has really into a wonderful all-rounder, Lanka, and that was in full measure today. Tisra Pereira in the company of the tail enders, Lasit Malinga, who made 17 of 22, Sandakan, who made 6 of 20, and Pradeep really waded into the New Zealand bowlers as he started his pyrotechnics to them and tongs at the New Zealand bowling, and he started really belting them extent that Tisra Pereira started hitting a lot of sixes. He hits Tim Sadi for 3 sixes in one single over. Nisham was given some treatment, probably had was doing a wonderful job. I mean, he had brought them close to victory at one. He fell in the 47th over. So there, one was Sri Lanka would have usurped the New Zealand total and level. Finally was out in the 47th over to the utter as he was out for 140, which came off just 74 sixes, not really fetching a Sri Lanka. He was not on 298 all out series. Bowling card made in 1 for 61. Tim Southey was 1 for 68. Matt Henry 9.52 runs and 2 wickets, 2 overs for 8 for Williamson. But he saw he was pretty good today. 10 overs, 155 runs, 3 wickets. Nisham had 7 overs for 48. But what a knock from this! Absolutely setting Agwini Stadium alight. And as I said, it was a real shame that Sri Lanka could have the ODI against New Zealand for the stupendous effort of Tisra Pereira, who went on to his maiden ODI century. And what a knock, Tisra Pereira had. Well, so from here, we shift the happening with South Africa requiring another 40 runs on the morrow to actually go and win the 3-test series against Pakistan. So talking about it, as I said, the first innings, Pakistan were bowled out for 177 with Sarfraz Ahmed getting Shan Masood making a good contribution. But after that, it was see what really happened. So South Africa today, Pakistan actually first innings, as I said, they made 177. South Africa in the first innings making 431 all out, and it was built upon Markram, who had a good knock, and also it was a welcome return to form for Aidan Markram. An aggressive 78 at that, with 14 fours and 1 6. Elgar, I won't be going into those nitty gritties there. And Bruin made 13, went on to his 9th test, 103 with 13 boundaries. Bahuma 75, they were the ones who really, I would say, steered the South African ship through a bit of Bahuma 75, 10 fours. Quinton de Kock was out for 8 boundaries, and nothing really to talk about. 431 all out today, with Mohammad Amir and Shaheen Shah Afridi among the wickets, taking 4 wickets apiece. And this pitch definitely is a difficult pitch, but Pakistan, I have to say, that with 254 runs lead taken by South Africa, Pakistan struggled in the second innings with Stein taking Imamul and Azhar Ali for six, but Shan Masood came up with a very good knock of 61 with nine boundaries. But Asad Shafiq was the one who really decided that attack is the best form of defense as he cracked boundaries. He targeted the square of the wicket, he targeted the point region. He made 88 with 12 boundaries and 1-6. Basi knock, he was there till the end, contributing 72 with 15. And that was the precise reason Pakistan managed to avoid an innings defeat. And finally, South Africa were left with 40 runs, but it was not possible to do it today. And so, as I said, on the morrow, it would be wickets, Dale Steyn and Rabada taking 4 wickets. So basically sharing the 8 wickets. And now the only good thing for Pakistan that they're happy about was that for the first time in the series, Pakistan went past the 200 mark as they finished at 294. So 40 runs to win for South Africa on the morrow. I think, that is not something. I would say it's just a mere formality that South Africa needs to complete and also take the series by winning the second Test match. And now we the cricket ground, the SCG, where it was 3 at the Sydney Cricket Ground in Australia. India amassing 6 for 7 declared. They were on the century by Cheteshwar Pujara as he made a century, his third at least, and his 17th of his career. And he also equaled the record which was set by a great Indian cricketman, Sunil Gavaskar, who is also a commentator, as we all know. So 120, Pujara missing his double test done by just 7 runs as he made 193. Rishabh Pant, at such an young age of 21, having got all the records that one could, he probably would have played a handful of tests. He's someone who has become a very popular figure in the social media because of his banter that he goes on behind the stumps, the way he actually chirps in. And we know what he said to Tim Paine, and he's someone who is a sort of a really a public figure now, Rishabh Pant. And in his brief career, he already has 2 test stunts under his belt, and here he scored his highest test score as he made 105 out, and it was an innings which was not and went on to hit boundaries or something. It was knocked from him. So it definitely shows that Rishabh Pant is definitely learning as far as test matches is concerned, and he's also striving to improve himself to become a better player, and that is the right way to go. And Ravindra Jadeja hitting 81 run ball and a 204 run partnership, which frustrated the Aussies as India wrapped up, declared 7 for 622. Australia in their first innings, they started off with Marcus Harris was very impressive with this knock. He made 79 with 8 boundaries, and one was really impressed by strokes. He decided that it's better to really go for the Indian bowling, and he played some wonderful strokes. He was very good on the onside as well. And Usman Khwaja was guilty. He had decided that he's going to take on Kuldeep Yadav, and Kuldeep Yadav tossed one, and Pujara taking the catch. He was gone for 27 with 3 boundaries. Marcus Harris chopped on to the stumps after looking very good for a century, out for 79 with 8 boundaries. Manas Labuschagne was promoted to the batting order. It came 1 drop, and I thought he made a very impressive 38 on his first on his stint on Australian soil, and he made 38 with seven very well stroked boundaries. And one can say that Manus Labuschagne is looking a very good player. He was presenting the full face of the bat. He plays straight, and he also negotiated army in a wonderful manner. And he was, I thought he was a picture of confidence till such time. And he played some very good strokes on the offside and the onside. He swept the spinners well. And finally, flicker delivery with some very good captaincy from the Indian captain Virat Kohli, getting a short mid wicket on with Rahane. Fell a prey to that as Rahane took the catch of the Mohammad Shami for 38 with seven boundaries. Sean Marsh was guilty of poking into a delivery which was leaving him from Jadeja into the slips. He was gone for eight. Travis Head decided to he wanted to drive Kuldeep, and it ended up catching him off his own bowling for 20 with two boundaries. Hanscom was definitely under a lot of pressure with the Indians hemming in, the Indian captain hemming him with a lot of fielders around the bat to put some pressure on him, and behind Rishabh Pant was also doing the chirping. But I thought Hanscom stood the test very well as he carved an unbeaten 28 with three boundaries. Tim Paine did not know much about the delivery from Kuldeep Yadav, and he was clean bowled by Kuldeep Yadav for just 5 runs with one boundary. And Cummins, who always has been a bugbear for India in this series as far as batting, he continued to frustrate the Indians with an unbeaten 25, but this time it included 6 boundaries in that, as Australia closed the day at 236 with another 386 runs still needed. But as far as the follow-on is concerned, the target should be 422. So definitely the Aussies have their task absolutely cut out, and the Indian bowlers was someone who definitely bowled excellently. Mohammad Shami, 1 for 54, did a good job. Got some reverse swing going. Jadeja on 27 overs, 62 runs and 2 wickets. Kuldeep Yadav 24-6, 71 runs and 3 wickets. As Aussies closed at 236 for 6, and definitely Indians absolutely on the ascendant here in the final Test match. And I'm sure all their hopes, or sorry, eyes are just wanting to have the first ever historic Test Australia, which should be a great moment for Indian cricket. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that's about it as far as today's cricket show goes. Hope you all enjoyed this broadcast of mine, and with more to come tomorrow. Please keep yourself tuned in. But always, as I've said, even though on YouTube I'm not, unfortunately, I'm not able to do it on a daily basis, unfortunately. But my Twitter page is also, you can go on to my Twitter and look at all my cricketing tweets. Thanks for your company, and thanks as always for supporting this Cricket Happenings show, dear loyal Cricket Happenings friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram signing off for the day today. Thank you.